They're finally here, the new RIDGID XLT Premium Series hand towel tools. I can't wait to show you guys how nice this stuff is. RIDGID finally came out with their pro grade hand towel tools, not only for professionals but for DIYers. It's just great stuff. Let's check it out. So anybody that has watched some of my previous videos knows that I am a huge fan of RIDGID tools. I just really love RIDGID tools. And that's why I'm so excited about these new towel tools that they just came out with. You know, when you go out and you buy a very expensive, nice wet towel saw, you want the set, you want your smaller tools to match that larger tool. That's how a lot of people are. That's how I am. I want a matching set. And now I can do that with my RIDGID wet towel saw. I can go out and I can get the spacers, I can get the trowels, I can get the floats and so on, and it matches. It's a matching set. And some of the stuff that they came out with is just amazing. I'm not actually going to lay any towel for you today. I've done it many times, and I have a large job coming up in my house not too far in the near future, that these things are going to come in so handy it's not even funny. But we're just going to walk through the tools and show you some of the things that they came out with. Now on the table here we have 22 pieces of the new XLT Premium Series from RIDGID. Now I will tell you there's a lot more out there. This is just 22 pieces. They really tried to cover the entire spectrum when it came to laying towel and even masonry work. They have a lot of new masonry tools that just look fantastic. But we got so many different trowels here. We got square notch trowels and V-notch trowels. We have spacers, we have mallets, we have gloves. We just have a lot of different things. Knee pads, just a lot of different things here. And anybody that just goes out and buys these 22 pieces, whether you're a professional or just a DIYer, this is going to do everything you need to do when it comes to laying towel. It's just a fantastic set right here. So let's try to zoom in a little closer on some of these. So first off, the 1/4 inch wet or dry diamond hole saw. Now this thing will last you forever, 6 times longer life than any other one that you probably use, and it has a wax ring in the middle. 3/8 shank, and it'll cut through just about anything: granite, porcelain, marble, glass, ceramic, quarry, slate, travertine, anything. It'll go right through, and it's made of steel. Alright, so here's the new RIDGID grout saw, and this removes grout from a joint up to a 1/4 inch, and this tip is extremely tough. Now everything about this feels solid, but it feels good in the hands. They got that nice RIDGID logo put on there, and the grip is ergonomically correct, and it will just smooth out that grout really nice up to a 1/4 inch. And what's nice is you can actually take this tip off and put a new one on. You just take those 2 screws out, get the new one, put it in, and the tool is as good as new once again. So this is a really nice grout saw. I really like this, and the tip is just perfect on it. Okay, so this is one of my favorite pieces out of the whole bunch, the RIDGID 16-ounce mallet. If Thor himself tried this, he would switch from the hammer he's using now to this rubber mallet. It's strong, it's sturdy, got that nice 16-ounce engraved in there, nice polyurethane grip. It got a hole on the top here that you can hang it. Got that really nice logo on there, the RIDGID logo. It's strong, it's tough, it's sturdy. You can beat on things all day long and it's not going to break. It just feels really good in the hand. I love this thing. This rubber mallet is just excellent. So 16-ounce rubber mallet, really nice. Alright, so here's the steel finishing trowel, and it is so smooth. You want to make sure that you remove that sticker before you use it, but every edge on these trowels are grinded down to leave that nice smooth finish when you're done. And every wooden handle has that really nice burned in RIDGID logo. Every tool has the RIDGID logo on it, so that's really nice. But it's just so light, you don't even feel this thing in your hands. It doesn't even feel like you're holding it, and the handle is just so comfortable. You know, just moving around your hands. It's just so light and so smooth. So here is one of many trowels. This is the 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch square notch trowel, and yep, feels great in the hands. You can see they grinded down the edge like we talked about earlier, and this is really going to help you spread out that mortar nice and even. And it's just a nice trowel. It really is. Feels great in the hand, and you also get that burned in logo. Alright, so this is the 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch U-notch trowel, and as much as I love to hear myself talk, I am not going to zoom in on every single trowel. We have so many different trowels here. We got the square notches and the V notches and the U notches. What I will do is put a link to each tool that is in this video in the description. So if you like something, all you have to do is click on the link and it will take you right to the Home Depot where you can get these. But there's just so many different trowels out there and they're all just built so well. But I just don't want to turn this into a 3-hour video. So I will put the links in the description. All right, so another cool tool is the miter trim cutter. So this right here, you can see the etched RIDGID logo on the steel blade. You got the RIDGID logo on the rubber handles. Feels really good in the hands. You got the safety right here that you just push down on, and that'll allow the blade to open. Now be careful because this thing is extremely sharp. It's like having a knife up there. And what this tool is going to allow you to do is cut wood and PVC trim. So now you don't need a saw. You just put your trim down there, and you can cut it at a 45-degree cut. You can cut it at a 22.5-degree cut. You just put it down there. You can use the miter fence, and I'll show you that right now. Just flip it over. I like to pull down on it a little bit. It's a little bit smoother to do it that way. Pull down and just turn. You go to 22.5 degrees. You can bring it down to 0 degrees, and you can bring it down to a 45-degree cut. So extremely easy to use, but extremely sharp. And now you don't have to bring your saw out and cut your trim up anymore. You can use this for wood and PVC, and you should have no problem getting a piece of PVC or wood that is 1.5 inches thick with this tool. So no problem with that at all. Extremely sharp. It's not heavy at all. It feels great in the hands, and like I said, it cuts great. So not heavy at all. Well done. All right, so the new stabilizing knee pads. These things are awesome. I think a hockey goalie could probably use these and still be protected against the puck. What's nice about this is it's a one-size-fits-all. So you have 2 different straps here on a hinge. So if you're a little bit taller, it doesn't matter. You can adjust that hinge and you can put them on. The top goes across the top of the thigh here, and then you have a lower strap here to make sure that it's nice and snug and it doesn't move around on you. There's 2 different types of foam in these things and gel, right? It's a gel foam. So memory foam, gel foam, and you've got the hard caps in the front. They're extremely comfortable, and it doesn't matter if you're 6'5" or 4'2", if you weigh 500 pounds or 100 pounds. These will fit on you nice and comfortable, and I'm really happy with those. And they look really cool. I love the orange, the RIDGID orange and everything, but extremely easy to use. You can adjust it just by adjusting the Velcro. You can see that that's for a smaller leg there, and if you wanted to expand it out, that's for a larger leg. Like I said, I'm 236 pounds, and it fits me perfectly. So not a problem at all. You just adjust the straps. So very comfortable in there. That gel foam, it just feels very squishy. Now you don't have to worry about busting up your knees when you're doing towel work. Really hard on the front. Really happy with these. So let's talk about the Lipid System. This is the top piece here, and it's reusable over and over again, and they are extremely strong. You cannot bend or twist these at all, and I'm putting a lot of pressure on them. They are tough. So you have a part A, B, C, and D. You always use the part A. B, C, and D are these little screw-looking things here, and what they do is if you have 2 pieces of towel, and this usually happens on larger pieces of towel, if you're setting them in next to each other, sometimes you'll have a lip. Sometimes one will come up a little higher than the other one, so you want to make sure that they're level. So all you do is take that piece right here, say part B, and slide it underneath the 2 pieces of towel, and then screw down on the orange top, and it will adjust it. It will level them out. And then all you have to do is when that mortar sets up and dries, you just come over and kick the top orange piece off, and they're done. You won't ever see the part B or C or D. Now, part D, for example, right, there's different types of these screws here. Say one is for, I think part D is for offsetting towel, right? One is for getting closer to the wall and so on. So the bases are a little bit different, but they are awesome. And FYI, they even came out with their own set of gloves. These are water resistant. They're going to keep your hands nice and dry. They get a really nice grip. These are a little bit smaller than me. I wear large, maybe extra large. These are a medium, but you can get them in different sizes. And just like I said, the grip alone has a nice rough grip to it, so you're not going to drop your towel and bust it. You're going to keep your hands nice and dry, and they're going to hold up for a long time. So I really like these gloves. All right, so last but not least, let's talk about the Snap in Place 8-in-1 towel spacers. When I say 8-in-1, you can do a lot of different things with this. So on the red spacers, you can do 1/16 of an inch up to 3/16 of an inch grout lines. And what's nice about this is you can actually take these and bust them off, right, the tabs, So you can do intersection with all 4 corners, right? You can do an offset with 3 corners. You can do a horseshoe with just a 2, and then you can do a standard grout line, which is really simple to do. And you can see the sizes are marked here on the actual spacers themselves, so you know what size grout lines you're going to have. So all you have to do is, so for example, this red one here, you can see the grooves right here. Those are where your actual tile pieces will go into. You can just take these and actually bust them off. So if we were to take this one here, and let me show you, you just break it like this, and now you can do an offset grout line type of deal. Or now you can do the horseshoe. You just take that off. Or if you just wanted to do the standard, you would just bust those in half and you have a standard grout line, right? So that is what they mean by 8-in-1. So really, really cool. So there you go. Here are some of the new tools from the RIDGID XLT Premium Series line. I gotta be honest with you, I love each and every one of these. I just think that they're built really well, and I'm really happy, just like I mentioned, that RIDGID came out with their own line of towel hand tools and even the masonry tools. These are great. These are really going to help me when I go to replace all of the towel in my house within the next couple of months. So I'm really happy about that. Listen, if this video has helped you, please thumbs up, subscribe. Check us out at www.toolreviewzone.com. I give these a 5-star hands down all the way. I will put the tool links in the description. Check them out at the Home Depot, and I appreciate you watching.